Hear me clearly. America is not a racist country.
We need to address, well, first of all, no, I don't think America is a racist country.
The Tulsa Police Department bomb squad arrested a man Wednesday night after finding more than 20 explosive devices in a car parked less than 2 miles away from Black Wall Street, just outside of the historic Greenwood district. Suspect Daniel Charba, age 32, was arrested after police found numerous explosive devices in a car packed at an auto repair shop on Admiral and Utica. The location is less than 2 miles from the famous Greenwood and Archer intersection on Black Wall Street. Both local police and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, or the ATF, are investigating the incident after finding a car around 4 p.m. on Wednesday. According to the ATF, a search warrant was served at Charba's home in West Tulsa near Berry Hill. Once there, authorities found more explosives at his home. In total, police found more than 20 explosives and 50 pounds of chemical precursors. While few details have been revealed about the motives and intent of the suspect, news of the findings is alarming for a community still healing from the city's sanctioned bombings and burnings during the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre. As Tulsa continues efforts to find victims of the racial domestic terrorist attack in mass graves throughout the city, the arrest of Charba highlights the dangers marginalized communities continue to face in a racially divided nation.
And, truth be told, I'm not a very big fan of the black people.
It's always funny how people want to flip the script and they always want to talk about black people. They always want to make it seem like, black people are the main ones, committing all of these atrocities and different things of this nature. He don't look black to me. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Megamind does not look black to me at all. And it's quite funny how he was found safe and sound. He had a car that was packed full of explosives. And then on top of that, they went to his home and there was more explosives and other items directly there. And they yet again want to talk about black people. Black people do not do things such as this. We are not domestic terrorists. We don't happen to storm the Capitol, right? We're not the ones that, what was that? You had the Unabomber way back in the 90s, right? And all of these other individuals that want to send, let's say, like white powder through the mail to, United States officials. We're not the ones that do things like that, right? We might holler, we might cry, right? We might picket, we might have peaceful protest, right? But this is just certain things that we don't do. It's just certain things that's not within us, and this is one of those things. The other thing is, it's amazing how news outlets aren't really talking about this. It's amazing how they're oh so silent directly on this. It's funny how mainstream media doesn't want to plaster this. They don't want to make him the poster child. They try to, treat it as a lone wolf situation. They just try to treat that person as, the redheaded stepchild. Nobody wants to, really try to claim, right? That's what they tend to do with these, types of events. And then true Americans, the Europeans out here, the pagans, they tend to do the exact same thing. They will section off people like this and then keep the rest of the group, right? They'll never draw a huge broad brush over their community, nor will they ever allow that to, in a sense, actually, take place, right? Because Europeans are not all a monolith, right? But oddly enough, when it comes to black people, that's in a sense what happens, right? That's what seems to take place. The other thing that I actually find pretty interesting, and I have to throw this in there every single time, I do one of these stories. I want to know, where are the divestors of these many platforms, on these YouTube streets, Twitter, IG, TikTok? Where are they at to pick up one of their guys to make sure to pay his bill? Where are they at? Why aren't they talking about this? Why aren't they giving warnings to other divestors out there that guys like this exist? And they don't care who you are. If you're in the area, guess what? You're just going to be collateral damage. Right? Isn't it amazing? How a lot of these entities out there that can draw the eye and the attention of hundreds of thousands, if not, a percentage of the world. Isn't it amazing how they're not talking about this and highlighting this as a problem? Because this is what domestic terrorism looks like. Notice how he was in the area of Black Wall Street with all of these items. I wonder what he was going to do. Sounds oddly familiar, doesn't it?
Not only did you do that, they got your ass on camera.
Niggas ain't got me on no fucking camera.
This is the clearest video I've ever seen. This is the most HD shit ever. This is 4K. How did they get you in 4K?
That ain't me.
After 35 years, the city of Philadelphia has officially apologized for a paramilitary operation it conducted in a black neighborhood that left 11 deceased. On May 13th of 1985, Philadelphia police dropped a bomb on 6621 Osage Avenue, which left 11 people deceased, including 5 children, and burned down 61 homes. The building was the headquarters of MOVE, a radical West Philadelphia group whose ideology combined Black revolutionary ideals and environmental and animal rights. In 1988, a grand jury cleared then Mayor Wilson Goody and other top city officials of criminal liability for the decease and destruction resulting from the incident. This month, Philadelphia City Council voted to formally apologize for their decision to approve a bombing.
Explain
I
that to me.
swear that a lot of people would like to say that America is not a racist country. I know a lot of black conservatives also say the exact same thing too, but you won't see any of these black conservative shucking and jiving fools decide to attack this issue. Right now, some of them may happen to say, but oh, it was a radicalized group and they were doing this and they were doing that, and they didn't know what they were going to be up to next. They were dangerous, right? But haven't we had a large, organized, terroristic group that has been a part of the United States for a very long time? Haven't we had those organizations? And they weren't black. They weren't black. The mob was one of them. But yet that's not what the police and the government decided to do. They didn't do anything like that to them. They also had some white hooded individuals too, and they were in the millions, right? They had a segment for the kids, and they also had a segment for the women, for the youths, right? But yet the government didn't react in such a way to them, right? And these were dangerous people. They were just busting into people's houses, dragging them out, and doing whatever it is that they wanted to do. But no, 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 no. But when it came to a black group in a black neighborhood, you decided to drop a bomb which took the lives of 11 people and burned down 61 homes. And then you wanted to turn around and you wanted to exonerate, in a sense, the mayor and other top city officials. How? How do you absolve the mayor who allowed this to take place, who more than likely ordered it, and the other top officials around him to just walk away scot-free as if nothing happened, as if this was just something that was just outside of the scope of their power? How does that even take place? And then what about the cops? Like what about all of them? Right? There's so many people that really should be locked up in prison for the rest of their lives, also including their families, but yet that's not what takes place, because when it happens to black people, it's just an injustice. It's just, something that happens because you're black. right? Maybe you moved wrong. Maybe you did something. Maybe you were, walking the wrong side of the street. Maybe you looked up when, a white family was walking by. I don't know, right? They'll make any excuse in order to say that this was legal and this was okay to do, right? And then later on, the city of Philadelphia wants to now try to make amends and say sorry. You can't say sorry. You took lives. You caused homelessness, right? You literally blown up and burned down 61 homes because you were so fearful of black people standing up for something that you decided to drop a bomb on a black neighborhood. And again, isn't it funny? Like I said before, I would love to see these conversations with black conservatives. I need black people to start bringing up more recent stuff because 1980s, that's not that far. They can't skate by like, oh, that was so long ago. That was like 1,000 years ago. You weren't even alive during that time. Nobody that you knew was alive during that time. Like, they can't bring it up. They can't say that. It was 1985. That's not literally. That's not that long ago. It's not. So yeah, like I said, Black History is 365. That is some Black history for everybody. That you were able to hear. And then we got some newer history with a, alabaster individual, true American, wanting to pack his car full of explosives, along with having more explosives directly at his house. And notice nothing is happening to him. He was found unscathed. The police, the FBI, the CIA, Interpol, whoever it is, Voltron, for God's sakes, everybody came down and formulated whatever power that they needed, and nothing happened. Nobody morphed on him. Nobody called Professor X to just scramble his mind like eggs. Nothing. Nothing. This dude is just alive and well. Matter of fact, I'm not even sure if this guy even has a bond. I'm not even sure what he has at this moment in time. Like I said, whenever things like this happen to black people or are going to happen to black people, there's not a peep from any of the groups that I listed. You're not hearing nothing from the government. You're not hearing nothing from Biden. You're not hearing nothing from Kamala Harris, right? And these were people that people voted in. You're not hearing anything from the conservative blacks. Interesting, isn't it? And again, you're not hearing anything from the divestors. Ultra interesting, isn't it? Yeah.